Liverpool's January transfer plans appear to have taken an unexpected turn, with fresh developments emerging around one of the Premier League's most talked about targets. What once looked like a potential solution to a growing problem now seems far less straightforward, as new information sheds light on both player intentions and Liverpool's internal thinking. With the window fast approaching and key decisions looming, the situation highlights how quickly priorities can shift, and why this particular transfer story may not unfold the way many initially expected. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo has emerged as one of the defining figures of the approaching January transfer window, but Liverpool now appear set to miss out after the player made his preference clear. Despite widespread interest and preliminary groundwork from several Premier League giants, the Ghana international is now understood to be leaning towards a move elsewhere, bringing clarity to a situation that had gathered momentum throughout the autumn. Semenyo, 25, is viewed across the league as one of the most attainable elite attacking options available mid-season due to a £65 million release clause written into his Bournemouth contract. That clause has alerted a number of top clubs, with Liverpool, Manchester City, Spurs, Chelsea and Manchester United all assessing the feasibility of a deal as they shape their January strategies. However, the direction of travel has shifted decisively in recent weeks. David Ornstein reports that Semenyo has identified Manchester City as his preferred destination, driven largely by what has been described as a desire to win trophies. While no agreement has yet been finalized between City and Bournemouth, the player's stance is said to be clear, with Pep Guardiola's side seen as offering the strongest platform to compete for major honours immediately. A move to the Etihad would significantly bolster City's title push in the second half of the season, particularly given Semenyo's versatility and physical profile. From Liverpool's perspective, the picture is notably different. Alex Crook has reported that the club decided not to pursue a move a while back, with indications that their last meaningful contact regarding Semenyo came in November. While Liverpool were believed to have explored the outline of a potential deal, including discussions around personal terms, a firm decision was ultimately taken not to activate the clause as January approached. That choice has inevitably been shaped by wider squad planning. Liverpool are currently managing the long-term absence of Alexander Isak, which had initially sharpened focus on attacking reinforcements. Yet rather than commit £65 million to Semenyo, the club appear more inclined either to trust their existing options or to revisit alternative targets previously considered. Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola and Real Madrid forward Rodrigo both featured prominently in Liverpool's summer thinking and remain players of interest should circumstances shift. Any renewed approach, however, would depend on market conditions and availability rather than urgency alone. A key factor in Liverpool's internal debate has been the pathway for young talent, particularly following the sale of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich. The club were keen to avoid overcrowding the left-sided attacking roles and limiting opportunities for highly rated 17-year-old Rio Numoha. Speaking ahead of the Wolves match on Tuesday, Arne Slot addressed that balance directly. "I think he has the most minutes of all 17-year-olds in the Premier League," Slot said. So that tells you how much playing time he gets, how special that already is for a 17-year-old. That also tells you something about his quality because it's not completely normal for a 17-year-old already to have as much playing time as he had. But it also tells you something about the availability in those areas. For the weekend, that position's not my biggest concern, I would say. So hopefully Cody is back. Not sure, but hopefully Federico can play there, Florian can play there. So if he would be a player in a different position, he would probably have even more chance to come in. As January edges closer, Semenyo's future now looks increasingly aligned with Manchester City, while Liverpool appear content to step aside and pursue a different route, either through patience, internal solutions, or a move for a higher ceiling target later in the window. Before we get into our next story, if you are enjoying today's video and you would like to see more and stay updated with the latest news, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Thank you, let's get back into the video. In other news, Alexander Isak has no time frame placed on his recovery after undergoing ankle surgery this week, but Arne Slot expects the Liverpool striker to play again this season. Isak broke his fibula and suffered extensive damage to his ankle during Saturday's 2-1 win over Spurs, which forced him to undergo surgery on Monday. The operation was a success, and the Swede will now recover and begin his rehabilitation work at the AXA training centre. Liverpool have announced there will be no time frame when it comes to Isak's return, but speaking in his pre-Wolves press conference on Tuesday, Slot expressed his confidence he will be back before the end of the season. "Yeah, I expect him to be back," he told reporters. "It's been a really challenging and difficult period for him, I think. You join a new club. Usually when you joined a new club, you want to show immediately all the qualities you have, but that was simply impossible. Maybe no one understands, but if you haven't trained for 3 or 4 months on a serious level with a team, and you are playing in this league, you need to be on top of your game to impact a game of football. And that took, which we all knew, months before we could bring him there, because there was no pre-season. There were games, hardly any time to train, so we always knew that it would take him time, and that's why it's so unlucky that he's now injured. Because I think we all saw, with his goal against West Ham and this goal, that he got closer and closer to the player he was last season at Newcastle." Earlier in his press conference, Slot claimed Isak would be absent for a couple of months, but it would be wrong to assume this as a specific time frame for the striker's return. Instead, he is more likely to resume training towards the back end of the season, with a 3 to 5 month recovery realistic when it comes to injuries of this nature. That will ensure the onus stays on Hugo Ekitike to lead the line for Liverpool, with Federico Chiesa also available up front and youngster Jadon Danns returning in the coming week. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you, I'll see you in the next video.